Street, there's this magic moment. Sometimes in history, there's this magic moment. Somebody appears on the scene and everything changes.
I am with you.
We've never seen anything like this.
I will fight for you,
This was a man who's met his destiny.
and I will win for you.
He said he was saved by God in order to make America great again.
His victory was the greatest comeback of all time.
You're watching history, so buckle up.
I don't think the American people have ever seen this before. A government that has moved this quickly and a president that has done so much when it comes to the border and energy and major investments from other countries. It's like warp speed.
47's on a hot streak, bringing head-snapping change to Washington, overwhelming the system with a volcanic eruption of action. Trump has a mandate from the people, and he's using it, and they're just getting started.
President Trump said on the campaign trail, success will be my retribution.
Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free. We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing.
America's back, common sense is back. He is keeping his promise to you, the American people.
Inflation is down, growth is up.
The numbers don't lie. The economy is soaring.
Lowest gas prices in 4 years.
And record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll, culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
The Trump economic golden age is full steam ahead. America is back, thanks to the courage of President Trump, thanks to the leadership of his amazing cabinet, and thanks, of course, to our brave men and women in the United States military.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
Between the attacks on Iran's nuke site and the Maduro operation, the U.S. military recruitment at an all-time high.
This president will go down in history as a peacemaking president.
Peace through strength, America's in charge.
And he's just got one filter, and that is America first.
Whatever they're doing, it's working. Zero illegal crossing, drug cartels frustrated, less crimes.
We have the most secure border in the history of this nation. If you think we're doing good now, you just wait till this coming year.
The president isn't taking his foot off the gas in 2026.
It's a new year. The stock markets are already making new record highs.
The Trump archive are a series of near impossible feats.
As for the next year, the American people have so much to look forward to. The president will continue to build off of his historic accomplishments.
2025 was setting the table, but the banquet's going to be in 2026.
This is the golden age coming.
He says, make America great again because every American is invited.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun.
That is a good question, Doc. I don't know. Wouldn't that be some shit if it was General Flynn? Yeah, Marco, he needs to put on another hat. All right, I'm going to put up the Fox Live now. And I'm going to be working in the background getting some of these gift certificates sent out. And somebody asked about a flag shirt. So I'm going to work on that. But yeah, bring back Bongino. That would be nice. Or the Kraken. Ooh. Could you imagine DC losing their shit if Sidney Powell? But let me get some audio up for you guys.
Factor meals deliver pro-level nutrition with chef-crafted flavors that make it.
In the races coming this weekend, and then a few hours later, unfortunately, we got the news that he had passed away at the age of 41.
You know, the dispatcher was told that Kyle was very high, experiencing that severe shortness of breath and coughing up blood while awake on the bathroom floor. You know, as
There was an incident in May 10th when he was racing, and towards the end of that race, he actually went on the comms and told his team, "Hey, I'm going to need a doctor once I'm done with this race." Do we know for sure that that incident is tied to the eventual severe illness, as they say? We don't know for sure if there's a connection there, but given the short time timeline. We did race again in the 15th and in the 17th, despite that call on the 10th that he made towards the end of the race on the 10th. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happened. And I mean, yeah, 11 short days. They said it was a sinus infection. A sinus infection doesn't do that. So it must have been a pretty rapid progression of whatever it was that ended up taking his life.
Certainly. And, of course, that big news coming out today from Richard Childress Racing announcing they're suspending the number 8 car, opting to run the number 33 with Austin Hill. And they stated that number 8 car is officially reserved and ready for Kyle's son, Brexton. That statement wasn't just about retiring a number. That was a promise to Kyle's 11-year-old son who just had a birthday, Brexton, that number 8 is going to be waiting for him when he is ready to go. I mean, what does a commitment like that say about that profound impact that Kyle Busch had on the racing industry in just a few short years, and how the Busch family is receiving this news?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. It's a testament to Kyle Busch being one of, if not the greatest NASCAR driver in after this. He still went out and raced again on the 15th, on the 7th. Even when seemingly his final moments, he was in a racing simulator. So this was something that he in the league, and the ultimate legacy he's leaving behind.
Rowdy, that was it. And yeah, Busch won 234 races across NASCAR's 3 national.
Boy, this live now is kind of laggy.
Are going to be honoring Kyle Busch and his legacy.
He says he had been talking to Kyle over the last couple of years about actually running the Indy 500.
He was one of those folks that loved the sport and actually wanted to run the Indy 500 sometimes. Saw his brother Kurt do it, and I think that made him want to do it as well. So we've been in communication off and on over the last couple of years about how do we get him to do the double. So a little shocking, and it's really sad, as young as he is and as competitive as he still has been.
Around 350,000 fans will be lining up to watch the 110th running of the Indy 500 on Sunday. Fans are mixed on who they want.
Every small victory paves
let me see here. I'm gonna remove it and re-add it. See if that helps. Well, that's a nice picture of Pearl Harbor.
With prices like these, many Americans are staying put this day weekend. In fact, the national average for a gallon of gas was at $4.55 at the start of the holiday weekend, according to AAA, compared to $3.19 last year.
The gas station only swipes your card for $200, so I had to swipe it twice to fill up my tank. That's obnoxious.
AAA is still predicting a record-breaking 45 million Americans will fly or drive this weekend.
We were surprised to see that they
Percent of Arkansans say they aren't going anywhere. Caroline Shively, Fox News.
All right, Fox's Caroline Shively with that report. Thank you so much. We are getting ready to step away for a quick 2-minute commercial break. But on the other side of that break, we're talking about sharks. Tourists aren't the only things moving into South Carolina waters this Memorial Day weekend. Sharks are migrating through that area, and beachgoers should know the signs of a shark in. That ex-post there coming from the Post and Courier. So we are going to be digging in depth with that coming up after the break. But before we step away right now, a live look in New York as we are awaiting President Trump to depart New York. He's returning to D.C. following his speech earlier today. So we just wanted to be sure to bring you that live look here on Live Now from Fox. All right, we will be right back in 2 minutes.
know the name.
Yeah, that Fox News Live, looks like that Joker's dead in the water. Let me see if I can find something else.
But they're just starting that and at Montauk there, and then currents. That's the most dangerous thing you're going to deal with. Make sure you can identify them. But then start looking for signs of a lot of life. You know, if you see birds crashing on the water and porpoise feeding, sharks are going to come in and feed on that too. So you don't want to swim out right in the middle of the food chain. If you see that, let it drift down the beach and then go in where it's quieter and you'll have no problem. Use your common sense and look after your family and enjoy the water.
So, for years we've heard that mistaken identity theory that sharks bite humans because they confuse a surfer for a seal. However, you've spent thousands of hours on the water observing these animals. How does OSearch's tracking data and the sheer volume of sharks that are swimming near those populated beaches without incident prove that those are highly intelligent predators making conscious choices rather than maybe mindless eating machines that are just making mistakes?
That is an absolutely stunning question, and I am so glad you asked. That is the big breakthrough since 2012 when trick those white sharks into thinking that might be a seal, and then they take a little test bite and they let go because they realize it's not. And it's just shocking, I think, how infrequently we fool them. Because when you look at the tracker, we're swimming amongst them and surfing amongst them basically all the time.
So, what should beachgoers be aware of as they do head to the beach for Memorial Day?
Be prepared to look after your own family. That's the best thing. Be accountable for that. And again, just look for life. Go in the water where it's nice and quiet. If you see a whole bunch of activity crashing on the surface of the water, let that pass before you go in, and you'll have a wonderful time. And then keep a real lookout, for these rip currents and things like that. So that's the most dangerous thing you're going to deal with at the beach this weekend.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you so much for your expertise. We really appreciate it here on Live Now from Fox.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. All right, time for us here on Live Now from Fox to take our last commercial break of the hour. We'll be right back with much more for you. You won't miss it.
Great reporting. We'll see you at the top of the 3 o'clock.
Dangerous for your lungs that we're most concerned about when we talk about smoke. Our general air quality for the entire area is with a bit more of a southerly flow, and they're generally speaking between 5 and miles per hour. We do have some gusts that you can see just in general throughout the area. Winds are light. We're seeing occasionally stronger winds, but generally speaking, pretty light and variable coming in from the south as well as the southwest. As we look ahead, and I want to give you a nice tight look on areas in Orange County, the Inland Empire, keep an eye on this area here using Orange and Irvine sort of as your metric. As we head into the evening hours, things get quiet with those winds. We continue to watch those winds pick up again with just gusts up to 15 miles per hour, which isn't too bad. These are your peak wind gusts. So breezy at best throughout your Saturday afternoon and into Saturday night. We keep things pretty quiet after that point. Again, watching that onshore flow pick up a little bit more for your Sunday. This is a fluid situation. There are a lot of questions that have to be asked about this chemical as well. How will it respond to current temperatures, to relative humidity values, changes in moisture in the atmosphere? How could our current weather be impacting what is happening in this situation? But we do know with our winds, of course, as these continue to pick up and continue with that southwesterly flow, that this could get pushed farther inland. So that's something that we'll have to continue to keep in mind. Annabelle, Michael, again, it's an evolving situation, but something that we're certainly monitoring quite closely.
So you're
but either way, it's elevated, so you might as well
Pick it up topside to News Chopper 4 and Julia Dang.
All right, I am.
We're still looking to evacuate right now as I widen out.
I am going to end this one, remove it, restart all the services on this broadcasting machine, and so Brownsville, Texas. Okay. Well,
Gallon drum at some point to either
restarting this and relaunching all these services will clear this issue up. So we will be